Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
Orange It is that time, your favorite time of the week. We're not for the Raiders, Chargers, or Chiefs. So grab your brews and your fantasy league. We got that blue and orange blood that you bleed. Like Lindsay, Sutton, and Judy. We are the Mile High Broncos country.
Orange Weekly, fans, brews, and Broncos news. What's going on, Broncos country? How we all doing? Welcome to the final, unfortunately, sadly, last pre-game huddle of the season. But the Broncos are about to take on the Raiders in Denver, and both teams are looking for some motivation and positive feelings heading in this offseason, and we would want nothing more than to send the Raiders home packing with some tears running Derek Carr's face with the mascara everywhere. And yeah, so we got Ayla with us here today. Ayla, how you doing?
Hey, Captain. I'm fine.
You're fine. I love it.
I'm excited. I'm sad. I'm feeling all the emotions today. Playing the Raiders to end out the year. I love doing this, but it's just like, we are playing for morale at this point. People are playing for their jobs for next year. The Raiders are not playing for much either, but they could rack up some numbers that kind of make them look good. So they're gonna bring it today, and it's gonna be a tough game.
We'll break it all down. Post your comments, post your questions. We want to hear what you have to think about it, because here at Orange Weekly, we talk with you, not at you. Remember, we are doing a fan appreciation episode on January 12th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We are going to be giving away a ton of swag, some Broncos stuff, some Orange Weekly stuff, and just sitting around, drinking, having a good time with you, not necessarily talking directly about Broncos stuff. And nobody else out there does that. Our motto is fans, brews, and Broncos news, and fans is number one on that list for a reason. So with that being said, glad you're here. Hit that share button. And we're just going to start at the top of these comments. Jeremy, glad you're here. Robert is here. Glad you are. And John brings up the very first big thing. Bradley Chubb is out today. Sadly, we'd like to see him in the last game of the season, right? But yeah, what do you think, Ayla?
Well, we're always missing out when we don't have Bradley Chubb, because that dude is a player, and he's, him on the field definitely makes a difference for everybody. But he's been in and out. It's a weird season. I feel like we're playing with bare bones anyway, so it almost feels kind of normal at this point of the year, which is really sad. So I hope whatever it is, he's getting some good resting in, and that next year he'll be good to go.
Well, you think about it. He'll be good to go. Vaughn will be good to go. We'll have our entire secondary good to go. This whole defense is going to look phenomenal next year. And we got to find a way to make it happen today. But, with Malik Reed and some of these other players, look, Ojemudia is getting a ton of experience. And you think about back to where he started in that Pittsburgh game. It was his first one, and he was getting smoked. He has really improved this season. You can only imagine what he's going to be doing over this offseason to get ready for next year. And that's what we're talking about, that depth, right? So I'm expecting big things from him today as well. I think the defense will be able to handle it. Need to give a shout out to best friend Linnea here. She's not perfect. She's a Chiefs fan, but I'll go ahead and give her a shout out. Diana, how you doing? Glad you're here. We got George and Robert. Yeah, Robert says Malik Reed needs to step up big time. Shelby Harris, look, that's one of the big guys we need to look at re-signing this offseason. And guys, there's going to be a ton of offseason content. We're going to be talking about free agency, the draft, leading up to training camp, all that stuff. So just because the season ends does not mean we're going away, but that's definitely a big name there, Ayla.
Yeah, absolutely. And the silver lining of losing so many big players this year is that depth, those guys who didn't even know that they would play this year, they really have gotten their practice. And so that's amazing, because even if they stick around and they're not starting next year, they got reps in this year. They got playing time. They got experience, a lot of things that would have never happened for them if everybody just had a healthy season. So kind of a silver lining there, because the good guys are going to be good no matter what. And we might as well have our depth be great as well.
Yeah. Hey, Brock, I'm sure some people will be going live. We can't, because obviously the NFL will shut us down quicker than anything, and then you'll never hear from us again, and everybody will be sad, because then you're going to have to deal with those other large pages that don't give a crap about talking to you. So we can't, but I have a feeling other people will. John says, fun fact, Denver hasn't lost to the Raiders at home since 2015. Let's hope they can continue that. And I want to get your thoughts on this, Ayla. George says, what do you think about the prospect of drafting Fields, or should we get a veteran? I've given my spiel about 10 times. I can do it again now, but I'll start with you.
Well, and I think our spiel is about the same spieliness. Like, I'm not ready to ditch Locke yet. Today, he better bring it today. This is going to show people, but real Broncos country, real fans aren't jumping ship quite yet. It is tough to not have the oh, thanks. Actually, this one, I'll tell you a cool story, guys. It's tough not to have a winning season and not to have this high caliber of Broncos football that a lot of people are used to. A lot of people are called for firing Elway and this and that and draft a new quarterback. I don't know what rookies can bring to the table so much and starting all over again. And I've said it before with the guys on Tuesday. It's like knocking over your Lego castle that you've been building for a while. And I don't agree with that. So I think we need to keep building with what we have. I'm on board for Locke. I think he's our guy. And, drafting a rookie, I don't know, to be the backup, to compete, I'm not sure. My personal opinion is to find a veteran in the off season. There's going to be quite a few opportunities for that to happen. Yep. And we'll see.
Yeah, so if you are out there and you're thinking, hey, let's go get Fields, let's go get Trevor Lawrence, it is not going to happen. Okay, the Jags.
Oh, yeah, they're going early.
The Jags and the Jets both need quarterbacks badly, and they are not going to pass up the opportunity on getting one of those two. And if you want Elway to sell the farm, you know what? I don't know him. Maybe he would try, but I would put a ton of money down that either of those teams are not going to give up that pick, the first or second pick. Trevor Lawrence will go, Fields will go, maybe in that order, maybe not, but those guys will not be available. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is, guys. So I would just take that thought out of your mind right now. And that's where it leads to that talk about what George was mentioning earlier and Robert backed up of going to get a veteran. Now, the reason for a veteran will be to mentor Locke. Locke will be the starter next year. I'm sorry. If you hear about a quarterback battle from the media or other people, there is not a battle. There's not. Drew Locke will start. And he'll play for at least half the season. If he looks like he's making substantial steps forward and improving, that will mean that Drew Locke will play out the rest of the season. If we're like 3-5 or something and it's just not looking good, Drew Locke is still kind of being his old self, hot and cold, not really, improving at all. That's where you're going to see that veteran step in and try to salvage the season, because Coach Fangio does not want to lose his job. So anyway, that's how I'm predicting it. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking. But get the idea of Fields or Lawrence out of your head, because it is just not happening.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. there's no way we're getting one of those guys. And I think we're better off that way.
Yeah, I don't want
I don't want them either.
You know, that's just.
And anybody talking about tanking for this game so we can have a top 10 pick better knock that off too, because there's no point in losing this game. We're already going to be getting a good enough pick in the first round. I don't think it's worth, who even tanks anyways. I mean, who went on the rant the other day was that JJ Watts is just like, we're here to play football, and it doesn't matter if you're having a stink year or what. Like, those guys need to go out there with everything they've got. And if you're playing to lose, then don't even play football. Like, you get to play a game for a living. And fans, don't think like that. That's a sad way to think. You want to be winning every single game that you can, especially against the Raiders. Get out of town.
Against the Raiders. Robert, what pick will we have? And if we lose, what pick will we have? I think we're number 10 or 11 right now. I could not tell you what's going to happen after this game. It depends on who's wins.
There's so many. Yeah, there's a lot going on today that's going to be dependent upon who loses and wins today.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about it a lot during the offseason where we actually have an idea of what's going on. That's for sure. Get to some more of these comments down here. Jesse, too many other injuries combined with other factors. Like, this is just such a weird year to begin with.
It's been terrible.
The COVID list. I mean, games getting canceled.
Game with no quarterback. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Broncos had history make it. That was crazy. We've really been put through the ringer this year. So, if we can have half of what happened to us happen next year, we will be sitting pretty. Because we've got so much talent on this team. It was unfortunate with injuries and whatnot. It's unfortunate that COVID definitely took the hammer to us. They took the hammer to everybody, but us felt it a little bit more, it seems like. We'll get our secondary back. We'll get, a couple of those linemen that were looking promising and new on the team back. There's a lot of talent that didn't get to play this year for the Broncos. And so if we get that coming in, I think we're good. And some consistency with our coaching, which we've needed for a very long time. So, get Fangio back. I think I'm already excited for next year. This is the hardest part of the year, because we're going to have so long to wait until football again.
But, hey, we're going to be sticking around during the offseason, bringing you some awesome content.
It made it go by faster last year, having stuff to look forward to. So,
so it'll help you guys out as well.
It's not all bad.
Jared, if I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize, but glad you're here. Tim, George, Corey. I like Corey's comment here. Better go cornerback, offensive line, defensive line only if Shelby leaves. Those are more realistic options. And again, we'll talk about
very realistic. And, this is going to be a weird draft too, because what they're looking at, college has had, speaking of getting the hammer from COVID, the college season has been dismal. I mean, this is going to be just outrageous as far as what people are going to look at to pick from. So it'll be interesting off season to say the least, but I think there's still there's always talent in the draft, and we have great people to look for that don't, we don't even know, but they know how to find it.
Jesse, I love it. Faker Nation. I love it. Let's see. Real Bronco fans never look like that. Yes, completely agree there. And I want to start moving back to the game itself here in a second. Diana, lots of real good fans here. Look, we want to beat the Raiders. We want to win. I haven't seen any comments yet saying, no, I want to lose to get a better draft position.
One of my favorite rivalries, and always has been. I mean, and the fact that we could make them, put their season to an end in the worst way, it just would be the icing on this weird cake that we've had this year. It's going to be a different game than earlier than this year. I hope it's more of an actual ball game this time, because
don't make me. I've forgotten that last game.
I didn't want to look back at it, but I kind of had to. but it will be different. I think there was a lot to learn from that game earlier this year that they can capitalize on. So,
yep. Jesse, yeah, the young players have been stepping up a lot. Look, they're not starters to begin with, but the fact they're getting this experience is definitely going to help them go in the offseason. That's going to help our depth. Jared, I got all my stuff on too. I got to go get my Bronco ring on here in a little bit. I got my socks and all that other stuff. So yeah, we're good to go on my end at least. So I want
oh man, I'm always the Bronco gear person. See, this hat actually came from that Breckenridge Brew Company. They said on Instagram, they asked if anybody wanted one, and I threw my hand up probably the fastest out of anybody. So they sent me this dope ass hat.
Nice.
I know.
Like, does anyone like the bro? And I'm like, yep, you don't even have to finish the phrase. I know where you're going with it, and me.
And old school D hat. Yup, this girl needs it. What?
Hey, Keith, I want to give you a shout out from Wyoming up there. The post and the podcast. Remember, guys, we have the podcast as well.
Hey, Keith.
The OW Ragers podcast. If you want to learn about the sports betting and what wagers that Ray is going to take that week, they've made money this season. This is something Ray does every single year. So you'll have a little bit of time to go listen to that podcast before the game starts if you want to put a little bit of money down. But we got the post-game podcast, pre-game podcast, and then all these shows. We're going to be doing,
and lots of stuff into the website, you guys. If you want even more Broncos content, I mean, David's written up a storm. There's lots of good stuff on there. There's old shows. There's way to connect with us. I mean, come to our Instagram, come follow us there, at Orange Weekly, our Twitter account, anywhere. Just stay in contact with us because we love y'all. The fans is this is it.
Yep.
It's what we're all about.
Hey, Brock, that's a good question. I'm not hearing that rumor, but that's a good talk for our Tuesday night show, Bourbon Broncos, no BS, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I want to start hearing you guys on what you think is going to happen in this game. What are some things you're looking for, especially from Drew Lock, maybe the defense, maybe the running game? What are some of the keys to victory that you guys have? I want to hear that stuff. But in terms of the draft and the offseason, guys, we'll get to that.
We've got plenty of time to get to that for sure.
We're going to give you guys a ton of content when it comes to that and plenty of ways to interact and ask those questions. So I don't want to blow your stuff off there, but I definitely want to go back to focus on the game here a little bit.
For sure.
John here, Raiders D is absolute trash. We've been able to contain the Raiders offense before. As the turnovers are absolutely huge. We've seen that in previous games.
Drew Lock had 4 interceptions last time we played them. But really, we played a decent first half, but they ran up on us in the second half of the last game, and especially the fourth quarter. So we can't let that happen again, which is kind of the opposite of what we usually do. We're usually slow to start and can't contain people, but then come back in the fourth quarter. So it was kind of opposite of that last time. Hopefully this time, Drew Lock plays more cleanly. He can't have 4 interceptions again. No. We won't win. He had 2 last week, and that that was pretty much it. But the games he plays clean, his numbers show, and we do a lot better. All the way from Jersey. Cool.
Nice, man. Nice.
I love it. All over the place.
Sure. Looking forward to Fan Appreciation Day. You guys should all be. It's going to be a blast. Like I said,
it's so fun, you guys.
You guys can talk to us about like what goes on behind the scenes. Maybe like, hey, we've heard like some inside jokes. Hey, Team Visor is the best. If you disagree, I might ignore your comments, but doesn't mean that. Or Team Puffball.
Teams, you guys.
Yeah, if you think Team Puffball is better, then I'm sorry. But somebody else might give your comment a shout out there. Team Visor all the way. But yeah, you guys can talk to us about all of that. We just want to get to know you a little better. You can get to know us a little bit better. And like I said, we're going to be giving away a lot of swag. So make sure you join us on January 12th for that. Connecticut. How you doing, man? Glad you're here, George.
Today, we're going to have to, last time Waller didn't rack up the numbers like he usually does. So if we could do that again, but we can't let Josh Jacobs run the ball all day today. Yeah. We can't have that happen. So our line needs to be strong with that. man, I just get so nervous with these guys. It's just such an ugly rivalry. I'm yet to hear from. I've got a best friend, Big Rob, who's the only Raiders fan I'll ever watch games with in public because I don't get beat up because this dude is big and scary. But I'm yet to hear from him, so maybe I should send a text and trash talk a little bit because it always makes the game more fun.
You might need to. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, these are big ones, Waller and Jacobs. So I think the defense can do this. I really do. What's going to have to happen is the offense needs to go and move the ball. Again, what we've seen from earlier this season, especially, the defense plays really strong in the first half, but they get so tired by halftime because they're out there for 3/4 of the first half.
Yeah.
We can't allow that. As soon as you start throwing those interceptions or fumbles, or you're going 3 and outs, or maybe just getting 1 first down and the defense is right back on the field, that's where you find yourself in a real hard spot in that second half. And
it's been the same, I feel like, very repetitive, getting those third downs to be manageable. We can't be 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7. We got to get 2 more yards, 3 more yards. What's that?
He must ask us some questions. I know exactly where he's going to go with that.
I know. Me and Jared were battling it out in November, and I'm pretty sure I won.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Let's see. Robert,
the other thing today is we've got to capitalize on some touchdowns because we've had some seriously great drives with clock management. We take it all the way down the field, and then the interception near the end zone, in the end zone, and it just deflates everything. It kills the momentum. It kills the spirit. We don't get points on the board. So we need some touchdowns today. Maybe Judy, maybe his hands will be working today because that will come into play. We can start using that guy. He is phenomenal. I mean, he's breaking ankles on his runs. And, as soon as he starts connecting with the ball and catching, more than half of those, we're golden. That kid is money. And it should, maybe that'll come into play today.
Yeah. I mean, you look at last week, he had 5-6 drops. Even if he caught 3 of those, I mean, you're talking about another touchdown, possibly another touchdown and field goal.
And we would have won.
You count the missed field goal and the end zone interception. There's 10 points right there. So look, this team is able to do it. You just gotta watch it's those little plays. It's those 5 or 6 plays in a game that can really change the course of the game. And the Broncos saw that. I fully expect Jerry Jeudy to kind of get some balls thrown his way again.
I hope he did the thing this week where he just carried the football around all week and just cradled it, took it to bed, talked to it nicely, just just loved on that ball quite a bit because that kid is super talented. Nobody can keep up with his feet now as long as his hands start working simultaneously with that. It's money. That's going to be so great. So hopefully today he can do it. McManus, I think that was a fluke last week. I don't know. Maybe it was something. It was weird. He doesn't do that very often. Not since the last time we cut him.
Yeah. Right.
But I don't think that's going to be an issue today. I'm definitely not worried about that happening again for sure.
No, I think they're going to be on their game. They saw what happens when they make mistakes in those key plays and how they could have walked away with a win last week pretty easily. So this week, look, it's beat the Raiders week. We need to go into the offseason. And here's an interesting take. I can't remember who said it last week, but, the Raiders have had 5 losing seasons in a row now. Obviously, we'd like to leave them going 7-9, not 8-8 this week. But if they lose to us this week, their whole offseason is going to be in shambles when it comes to all the rumors and the anger and the frustration. They're going to be talking about, do we need to cut Derek Carr? What about our coach, Mr. Redhead, whatever, whatever his name is, drawing a blank. Look, he's been here for 5 years. Gruden, he's been here for 5 years. We haven't had a winning season yet. Do we need to cut him? I mean, this is a game that could really set off in motion a huge chain of events in the Raiders and just pull them down. So I would even listen to a little bit of a Raiders podcast just so I can hear how losing to the Broncos just completely blew up their offseason. So
for sure.
Maybe only 5-10 minutes. After that, I might start puking. I don't know. We'll see.
I know. I definitely don't know how I'd be able to do it, but I would like to be a fly on the wall for some of their, coaching staff meetings. And this would just be the greatest way to go out after the weirdest season of football that I've ever seen. So, it's definitely possible. I always love a game in Denver, with or without fans. We do have that special element of the Mile High Magic that comes into play. And nobody plays as well in Denver as we do. It's that cool, crispy air. You can barely breathe. So as long as we keep our defense off the field for that set amount of time, it'll be great.
It'll be good.
Do it and do it for Floyd Little.
Which, by the way, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, and prayers to his family. And
what an iconic, just legend when it comes to Broncos. Guys, if you don't know who Floyd Little is, please spend about 5 minutes before the game and just read up on who he was. He was more than just a Broncos player. He did a lot of stuff for Broncos country and the community. He was an absolute legend, and he deserves the Ring of Honor, the Hall of Fame, all of that stuff, more than just his playing ability on the field. We lost a legend, and so please go find out a little bit more about him and why it's such a loss to have him gone now. So yes, tip of the hat. You're going to see that the Broncos helmets are going to have number 44 on the back of their helmets, and that's why it's to honor Floyd Little there. So
tribute to him. Prayers to his family. What a terrible, what a horrible thing to be going through, but so grateful to have such an icon for Broncos country. What a legend.
Yep.
What a legend.
What a legend indeed. Let's see. Going back some comments up here. I like this one, Tim. Mile high in the sky, poke a Raider in the eye, make him cry, make him cry. You know what? I freaking love it.
Gosh.
That's I'm going to remember that one.
That makes me, that takes me back to 9th grade softball and cheering on the sidelines. I love it.
Let's see, George. I think tight ends are going to be a big help today. Yeah, Noah Fant has definitely got to get involved. I think between the three big players, Melvin Gordon, Jerry Jeudy, and even Tim Patrick, I think those are the three big ones there. I think I said Melvin Gordon. So look, you have some big playmakers out there. I really think you're going to see Jerry Jeudy get involved early. Either it's going to be a big pass down the field. What I'd rather see is a couple slants, the quick passes, just to get him. Oh, I can catch the ball, and get him that confidence so that throughout the game it's not holy crap, here I go again kind of mentality. So really kind of get him the ball and some quick routes early on is what I expect to see. Of course, I don't know. Sometimes I say they're just going to start off slow, move the ball, get some momentum, and then what do they do on second down? They bomb the field down, the ball down the field, and I'm like, well, I was completely wrong.
I know they almost do exact opposite of whatever Kev predicts.
So I don't want to jinx anything, but
I expect Noah Fant to show up today. There's guys who have changed their mindset. Nick Van Ette, he's hit or miss, and it seems like that dude's ready to start stepping up a little bit more, which would be a big help. So we'll see. And then Gordon, he's been clutch for us. So, hopefully he can get in the end zone at least once today would be super helpful. I always like bringing Tim Patrick in, getting that guy to work a little bit. Yeah. It was fun to watch.
So let's see. Dan, does Fangio and McMahon cost us the game today? Look, Fangio hasn't really cost us any games. Look, we have the number 6 ranked defense in the league, and you see how absolutely injured we are. We were the number, I think, 3rd or 4th defense before that Bills game. Look, Fangio, I'm sorry, has not cost us any games whatsoever. That mostly falls on the players. Yeah, the special teams have sucked. I expect to see McMahon go. But again, he's not the one missing field goals, right? So I'm glad we're bringing Fangio back. I really am. People are out there are mad and angry. You get us a fully healthy defense, I do not doubt that we would be the number one, at least the number 2 ranked defense in the league this year and next year as well. So no, Fangio's not going to cost us the game, Daniel. I kind of see what you're getting at, but it's going to come down to the playmakers. There's a lot of talk about coaches moving and whatnot. Pretty much all we have to say is for next year, all the coaching staff will be back, at least the primary players. Maybe Mick Mahone will be gone. We'll see in probably Monday if that's the case or not. But no, it's going to come down to the playmakers. Are they going to be able to execute those plays, move the ball, stop the ball when we're out on the defense and things like that. So sorry, Daniel. I completely don't agree that Fangio has had any part in us really losing games at the end of the day when you look at how strong our defense is. Let's see. Yeah, some good RIPs, rest in peace comments here. Tim, Daniel, yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's definitely a legend across the board. Number 44 all the way. We're definitely going to miss him. Okay, guys, start posting score predictions. Before we do, I want to give a shout out, and there's no real transition here, Ayla. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm probably the worst.
But I want to give a shout out.
What's really important in life?
Yeah.
Insurance. Kev, can you tell me, is there somebody dependable that maybe you had a suggestion for?
When it comes to dependable insurance agencies, the best one out there, if you're in Colorado, Centennial State Insurance Agency. Smaller insurance agency, but gives you the customer care and focus that no one else out there gives you. They have honesty, they have integrity. If they're not the right insurance agent for you right now at that time, they will tell you that. They're not there to just take your money. You're going to have a dedicated insurance agent if you ever need anything, if you have any questions. They're going to spend the time walking you through exactly what your insurance means, making sure that you're covered correctly. And they're definitely, you're going to want to reach out to them, at least get a quote and get to meet them. They are phenomenal people. It's not like you're going to be sitting on the side of the road for 30 minutes hoping that somebody in India eventually answers, right? And they don't care about you. Centennial State Insurance Agency, they actually care. So please give them a call, 303-838-0554. You can find them on Facebook as well. But again, 303-838-0554. Okay, time for some score predictions. Start letting us know what you're thinking. Ayla, let's go to you for one of your keys to victory.
Keys to victory. Oh gosh, no interceptions today. Come on, Locke. Let's play clean. Let's just have a really great day. Have a day, Locke. Show these people who don't believe in you that you're our guy, and show up and make touchdowns happen. And do it, do it for us, do it for you, do it for Broncos country in general. I think that will be the key to it. And Locke needs to show up today and show up big time. Play like you're playing for your career, bro.
Well, with that, go out there and have fun. When he's loose, when he's relaxed, that's where you usually see the best of Drew Lock really show up. When he's
start dancing early.
Yeah, exactly. Like, get a big play, like motivate your players. I mean, I think, he tends to do that anyway, but go out there and have fun. If he's really thinking like, hey, this is my career on the line, and gets really rigid, or, Pat Shermer, whoever sitting there, like telling him you need to do exactly this, that's where you really see him start to fail and struggle, right? So if I could say anything to Drew Lock, go out there, man, just play for fun, be smart, but have fun, relax, be yourself. And that's where I think you're going to see the best Drew Lock. And that's what's going to, kind of set his career, really solidify and convince Broncos country that he needs to come back next year. For these score predictions, guys, remember, if you post a score prediction and the Broncos win, you will be entered into a prize drawing for some Broncos swag and some Orange Weekly prizes that we're going to be giving away on January 12th for our fan appreciation episode. Again, nobody else does that. So we're going to be here giving away stuff, just having a good time with all of you on January 12th. Jared, our co-founder here at Orange Weekly, 2723 Broncos. What's up, Jared? How you doing, man? Glad you're here. Robert, 2724 Broncos. Andrew, 34-27. When I'm seeing a lot of these score predictions, I do want to bring up Jose's here. 50-14 for the Broncos. That would be absolutely amazing.
Wow. If that happens, Jose, you get all the prizes in the loot box. Like if that's real, I'm giving you everything, bro. Like
everything. We'll buy more Broncos swag to give away because we gave it all to you if the Broncos get 50 points or more.
Yeah.
But what I am seeing in a lot of these score predictions is the Broncos scoring a minimum of pretty much 24 points. And I think that's exactly what needs to happen. If you go in there expecting you can win with 17 points, 20 points, you're going to be asking for it because our defense is as good as they are. They're still just so beat up.
They're bare bones right now.
They're bare bones. Robert, has anyone predicted the correct score yet? No. If you do predict the correct score, you automatically win some Bronco swag, but definitely put that the score predictions in. Jared says, I need that Bronco swag. You got to be here on the 12th, man. And make sure you post that score prediction, and then maybe you have a chance for that. Tim, I can tell you the score before the game starts. Okay. Yeah, let's see what you have.
That's what
I see.
Oh, we're talking about the Bravo. That is he a dad? Because that was a major dad joke.
I love it. I
knew you were gonna love it too, Kev. You and Tim are just vibing right there on the corny jokes.
I love
Kev
it.
is the king of corny jokes, y'all. He's got some good ones out there.
George, 24-14. I might have some for the fan appreciation episode, just kind of make sure I people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Interesting one, Daniel. Broncos and Raiders tie. That would be quite the interesting ending to the season.
That would be very strange.
That would be strange, and God, I hope not, because I really want to send the Raiders home crying. I just the mascara running down Derek Carr's face. Oh, he was in the Broncos, and I'm a little crying.
And they still have to go back to Vegas, and
they still have to go back.
They got to travel. It'll be great.
27-21 is what Chair there thinks. Okay, Ayla, we're getting close to the end. You guys have a few minutes left.
I got to make another. I'm on wine spritzer today, Kev.
Ooh, very nice. Fancy. Pinky up for fanciness. Yeah, there you go. Time for us to put in our own score predictions. Ayla, send it over to you first.
All right. Let's see. I don't have as many points as everybody else is thinking. I'm thinking 23-20 Broncos.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was thinking we'd get those 3 touchdowns, but definitely relying on a McManus field goal, 24-20. I think the trick is us. Well, I'm going to sound like Madden here, right? We need to score more points than the other team. But look, if we keep the Raiders 20 points or less, we're setting ourselves up for a very, very, very good chance to win this ball game. But of course, no turnovers. If it's a Hail Mary at the end of the game and that's a turnover, that doesn't count. Like that's what a Hail Mary is. But no regular in-game turnovers. And really rely on the running the ball, but utilize Tim Patrick, Noah Fant, Jerry Jeudy. I didn't see if KJ Hamler is out or not. I think he is.
I think he's out.
So you have those 3 huge playmakers there that you can really utilize to move the ball. And again, Jerry, just go out there, be yourself. I think all the players just go out there, have fun. Last game of the season.
Go have a ton of fun beating our favorite team to beat.
Exactly.
There's literally, this is it. This is the season ender. So go have as much fun as you can, Broncos and Broncos country too. Like have some fun with it, you guys. Have a drink. Don't throw that drink at the TV.
No, definitely not. Last thing for you guys. Remember, Orange Weekly is home of the original and best halftime show. Join Ray today at halftime for that Orange Weekly halftime hash. He's going to be there to talk with you guys about the first half of the game, hear your thoughts and your opinions. If you see any other page out there doing it, 1, look, we're the original, and 2, we're better. Okay, so ignore them. Come on over here to Orange Weekly. and hit that Orange Weekly page button. We'll be here live for you guys. Lots of off-season content, so we're not going to go away after today's game. Keep a watch out for those podcasts and other live shows we'll be posting to make sure you guys are aware of what's going on. So that being said, sad moment. Ayla, I think it's time to close out the last pregame huddle of the season.
Sad, but so much to look forward to, you guys. So don't be too sad, because it's all good no matter what.
All good. Okay, you all take care. Enjoy the game, and of course, we'll just end it as always in a strong.
Yay! Go Broncos!
Go Broncos! Take care, everyone.
Do what I like, yeah, do what I like, yeah, do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow, yeah, I go.